have you been listening to this show for a while? Do you like this show? Do you want to see it continue? There's one way you can do that. You can actually visit our Patreon page and donate some money to make sure the show continues. That's the only way we fund the show, the only way we make it happen. Go to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns, find out bonus stuff you can get for supporting us, and make sure the show keeps on trucking.
No. I want the next leap to be...
Magic leap?
This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Cannata.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens. Did you see the thing on the Facebook group? I forget who did it. Shout out to whoever put this together, but it was really weird. It was somebody who stitched together every single opening of the show, but just the This Is We Have Concerns part. Yeah, so it's just me saying This Is We Have Concerns over and over and over again.
Oh, that's torturous?
Yeah. Yeah, it was really weird, but there was something about it. It was really funny. Like, I just got listening to it. I just got this like really weird, like, oh my God, this keeps happening over and over. We've done it so many times. Yeah, it's like, oh my God. But it didn't give me deja vu, but it felt sort of like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is a lot.
It's like listening to Making Bacon Pancakes on Infinite Loop.
Yeah, which I do. The 10-hour version with the Jay-Z backing track. That's the good version of Making Bacon Pancakes. But I did want to talk a little bit about deja vu.
I feel like we've had this conversation before.
Okay, that's out of your system now, and we can move along. Do you experience it very much?
All the time.
Do you really?
A lot, yes. It is a very powerful sensation for me that I have frequently.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
It's interesting because some people get it a lot. Some people don't get it very much. When some people get it, it's very strong and disorienting. And then some people get it and it's just kind of like a little...
Sometimes I can write it. Like, I'll be like, oh my God, I'm having deja vu. And then somebody will say something. I'm like, yep. And they said that. And then there's somebody else and say something else. I'm like, yep. And then they said that.
Mm-hmm.
It persists.
You like steeping in it almost like it's a superpower for a moment.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, ride that wave, baby.
So I wondered what actually causes it. And people have for a very long time, right? Like, there have been all these theories about it.
Yeah.
And there have been a lot of studies on it too. Because obviously it's a very powerful feeling and something that happens in a lot of people. So why wouldn't science want to know?
How the fuck do you even go about studying it? You can't like manufacture it in somebody, right? You can't cause it to happen, or can you?
Oh, Jeff Cannata. Perhaps you have experienced this conversation before.
Oh my.
A psychologist at Colorado State University, Ann Cleary, has written a new paper. She's been studying
Morpheus.
So here's what's up. Previously, there have been a lot of theories about deja vu throughout history. One of them is maybe you've been to this place before in a past life. That's a big one, right? Yeah. One of them is maybe you have visited the location in a dream. Like, there have been a lot of supernatural things attached to it. And then some kind of worrying scientific things too. Like, people said that deja vu for a very long time was a small frontal lobe seizure.
Oh, Jesus.
And people were like, oh, every time you experience that, there's something going on in your frontal lobe that's actually causing, like,
that's you dying.
It's a problem. Yeah, you're slowly dying. Have you felt that before? You've been dying before?
That pleasurable tingle you're feeling?
Yeah.
Oh, that's you dying.
That's like huffing paint. You know the pleasurable tingle you get when you huff paint? That's your brain dying.
So nice.
But the most accepted explanation has to do with memory.
Okay.
So, if you've ever had the, you're searching for a word, you're searching for the title of a song, you're searching for what was that actor in that thing, and it's right there, and it's like, ooh. Deja vu is kind of the memory version of that.
So memory is telling you that it thinks It's like trying to search and find out if you've been here before.
Oh, we've seen something similar to this before.
So there's this vague notion that something akin to this happened, which is enough for you to interpret it as this exact thing has happened.
Because it is vague, yes, your mind goes, oh, we've experienced this before. But reality is your mind is trying to figure out why this thing feels familiar. We talk about this in a lot of episodes. We are pattern-making machines.
Mm-hmm.
Human beings love a pattern. And they actually say that deja vu happens a lot more in people who are younger. Like kids have it a lot, right? Because to kids, everything is connected. Like you think about how a child's sort of cognition and sense of self forms. Like initially, when your child is born, it thinks everything is it, right? There is no sense of self versus other.
Right.
And it's because you have to learn literally everything starting from there. Everything seems like it's connected. Everything feels like a pattern. I had very strong deja vu all the time when I was a kid. And I wondered why it went away. And I actually read up on these theories that were like, yeah, it's because to a child's brain, seeing green twice means something is familiar and similar. You know what I mean? Like I have seen grass before. I have been here.
Right.
Because how many fucking yards have you seen at the age of 4?
But based on the metaphor you established of trying to search for that name or find that thing in your memory, it feels a little counterintuitive. It feels like the more experience you have, the more memories that your brain can look back on and try to compare.
But they become more specific, right? So as these memories become more specific and detailed, it's not just I walk into a room, I see a yellow shelf, and I feel like I've been there before because I was in a taxi.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like your brain has enough information to sift through to go like, that shelf and that taxi have no connection to one another.
Right.
That is not anything we need to worry about. We have not been here before.
Crazy.
So thinking that is the theory, Anne and her team decided to figure out how to trigger these sort of non-specific memories and how to trigger a sense of deja vu in people.
Oh, dude.
Isn't that great?
I want to get triggered.
I want to get, well, that's a weird, let's not take that out of context.
Trigger me.
No, I don't think that's...
All the time people on Twitter are like, I bet you just got triggered.
No,
and I'm like, I don't feel that at all.
I don't feel like this is totally unfamiliar to me. They're talking about deja. I don't think they're talking about deja vu triggers, Jeff. No, for some reason, it's like they're always trying to trigger me and then let me know that it's snowing.
Yeah.
Like they want me to know that it's winter and I should remember that.
Which I guess I had deja vu about snow, but every snowflake is different is my understanding.
Yeah,
so.
like a special snowflake.
Yeah.
Like a special and unique snowflake.
So that didn't really trigger me.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I'd love to get triggered.
Yeah, no, I don't. So here's what's up. Think about this, a street layout, a spatial layout, even a face might look similar to a different place or layout or face without a specific memory coming to mind, right?
Sure.
So,
yeah, it feels like I've been here, but did we already come around this corner? That kind of thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's just because like, oh, you've come around a corner
that's not deja
like that
vu.
Before. It's a light version of it.
Okay.
Right? It's not that sort of
definitely
feeling of falling.
Yeah.
You know, like deja vu actually, like when I used to get it and it was very strong, like you really see where the idea of psychics and premonition came from, right?
Yeah.
Or like the way psychics are depicted on TV or in movies, that idea of like, oh, my knees got a little weak and like, whoa, things get a little off kilter and I've been here before.
Something is talking through me.
Yeah, like a very strong feeling of deja vu. Always kind of felt the way that looks in movies to me. So Anne Cleary decided to put 298 people to a test to see if she could create deja vu.
Yeah, how does she trigger this in them?
This is awesome. Are you ready?
Yeah.
She built a bunch of layouts and environments in The Sims.
Okay.
So
it's just an excuse for Anne to play video games.
Yeah, and she just plays a lot of Sims and was looking for some grant money.
I gotcha.
And was like,
sweet move, Anne. I've been there.
I know how to make this
How do I monetize my video game playing?
And yeah, it was just like, why not Twitch? And she's like, it takes so much energy to be on all the time.
That's right.
There's got to be a way to do this academically.
Yeah.
So what she did was she built environments that were structurally similar, but visually dissimilar. So Imagine a room that's a big empty room, but in each of the corners is like a statue.
Okay.
Then she builds
It's a puzzle.
Yeah, and then they're holding mirrors and you have a laser.
Right, I gotcha. I've been there.
Basically like a room that has like maybe four statues or 4 tables full of people.
Right.
Then she builds a park. And the park is a big empty square, but it has 4 clusters of trees in
I bet
each
her
corner.
Sims go nuts and die all the time.
Then she builds a pool. All the Sims get in and she removes the ladder.
No ladder to get out.
And they just swim and swim.
Sadistic Anne.
But if you imagine that building with the tables in the corners and then that park with the clusters of trees in the corners, you have something that is structurally similar, right? So then she has people walk through these with like a first-person camera.
Yeah.
And she asks them after they walk through a couple of these to start like kind of just repeating like the name of the environment. So she'll say, oh, living room. And they'll be like, okay, living room. Then she has them walk through the park and she goes, park. And they go, park. And as she has them walk through, she's like, did the park feel familiar to you? And they're like, whoa, yeah, it's crazy. Because just a layout, like a level of sort of visual mind mapping of an environment was enough to trigger the deja vu when she asked them to specifically recall memories.
You know what this reminds me of? I don't know if you grew up similarly to I did, but I grew up in an area with tract housing. And so like every one of my friends growing up, when I walked into their house, it was basically the same floor plan as my house. But of course, because they're a different family, they have it decorated differently and things are the cabinets may be different. And but it was basically walking through my own house, but bizarro my house.
Yeah.
And so there was always that weird sense of familiarity. Like that's supposed to be like, you know, this thing that I know is located there is always like the rocking chair is supposed to be right there, but it isn't because I'm not in my house.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
And what she found was like in over half of the participants, she was able to trigger deja vu just by walking through those environments because their brain was like, oh, I've seen this. I've been here.
Right. So that's interesting, but I don't know if that necessarily proves how deja vu manifests, right? Because if we're saying that's akin to what actually happens when you experience it, was I walking through a similar environment in a different life? Was I walking through it? You know, is like I don't think that narrows down the fact that it's just this.
Well, I think we could assume that in this particular case, it was because they had just done something similar.
Sure, but I don't know if that necessarily.
And I don't know that you're seriously.
No,
I don't know that you're seriously postulating that perhaps people walk through a place in another life.
Certainly not. But I am saying it doesn't categorically dismiss those explanations, right? It's like,
well, no, I suppose it does not categorically dismiss the idea of dream warriors,
which. Let's hope that we can prove those someday at least.
Yeah, I think that dream warriors, we all know, that's scientifically sound. And one day we will all be called upon in our dreams to rise up and fight the nightmare king.
Manifest the greatest version of ourselves to fight the nightmares.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we all agree on that scientifically, and there's been enough studies about it.
Right.
But deja vu, I don't know if it's necessarily connected to our great battle with the nightmare king. Deja vu might just be what we're talking about here, which is something is familiar enough, but your brain cannot access it or did not think it important enough to store with intense clarity.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, why would I remember this layout from The Sims when I come back to do the next layout from The Sims?
Right.
You know?
It's specifically a vague notion that triggers in your brain some sense of familiarity and recall, but not enough specificity to be a true memory.
And I do want to say that, like, when I describe the layouts of these Sims environments, I'm obviously simplifying it.
Sure.
Like, these are not going to be environments. She didn't want them to walk through these environments and be like, oh, this is an empty space with 4 things with a thing in each corner. But she did want to place things in the same general. She did some level design and she reskinned a level.
Oh, I'm sure.
She made a
she was all
Batman
up in
mod
that
for
editor.
Doom.
Yeah, she was all up in that editor. Yeah, this is a scientist, for God's sake.
Yeah, she knows how to use Unity. She knows what she's doing. The Sims is not built in Unity. This is not a video game podcast.
I am inherently a little skeptical of all this, just because I feel like
you want to have psychic powers.
Yeah.
Kinda?
Mostly that, but also because
Is it really?
No,
A little bit?
maybe, but mostly because I feel like her methodology had to have been purely a subjective one for each test case, because then she basically says, "Did you feel a sense of deja vu?" And a person would go, "Yeah, I did." But like,
Oh, well, I don't know that that's how she collected the data.
Well, how else do you? She's saying, well, it conjured deja vu in people. Okay, but that is such a nebulous definition and such a subjective classification of the experience.
Really?
That it feels to me like maybe what I experience when I experience deja vu, it has very specific qualities, and those qualities include the feeling of I sort of have a sense that this has all happened, but also it definitely has not.
Mm-hmm.
Like both of those things are happening at once.
Yeah.
And I guess that's not dissimilar to what she's talking about, but
That's interesting.
It feels very subjective to me.
Sure. I think it's more subjective, like a pain scale is subjective than it is like taste in art is subjective. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I think it's more like if I pinch you and you report a 4 and then somebody pinches me and I report a 6.
Right.
Well, we both felt pain.
Right. And those aren't different pinches.
And it might be the same pain and it might be different pain, but we are subjectively describing
But
it.
you're not getting any info about the quality of the pinch. Mm-mm. You're getting info about the subjective nature of your pain sensation.
Right.
Yes.
So I think it's kind of like that where they are experiencing whatever their form of deja vu is to an extent. And it may not be the strongest version of it that they've ever felt.
It's fascinating.
It is. And I love it. I love the
conceptualization of deja vu as this vague memory that your mind is just going, yeah, something like this.
Yeah, I know it's connected to something.
Yeah, I just can't quite get
what
there.
Was the name of that guy and that thing who did the stuff?
Yeah.
Orville Redenbacher. It was Orville Redenbacher.
You've all sort of, it wasn't you guys, but everybody was kind of here doing that.
You remember? And it was like us.
It really feels so similar to something that I did.
Anyway, I think I'm psychic. Do you experience deja vu a lot, concerned citizens? We would like to hear from you. You can let us know on Twitter. I'm at @acarboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
And if you'd like to discuss this further, hey, this show close is probably giving people deja vu, am I right?
Yeah, 500 plus episodes.
Change.
How many episodes do we have to make for you to experience deja vu?
Listen, you know the thing. Go to the store, buy some stuff. It's wehaveconcerns.com/shop.
Talk about the show with other people.
Yeah, do it on the Facebook. It's facebook.com/group/wehaveconcerns. We've definitely been here. You still don't know it.
I said it. You can't prove I didn't.
The new one, the newish one that you do need to know about is the Discord, which is a chat server and a voice chat and text chat server. We can play games together. We can do all kinds of stuff together as concerned individuals. To get access to that, you need to be supporting us on the Patreon. Anything $1 a month or more will get you in. Head to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns to find out how.